Okay, all right. So um, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this one, but it says here, complete the chart using at least 15 different words, then compare with a partner. Okay, we're going to add one per person, uno por persona. So, yeah, okay. Do you ever, Victor Arevalo, do you ever go on a camping trip?
Yes.
All right. And what else do you need when you do that?
And a tent.
Tent. All right. It's good to have
A flashlight.
okay, okay. And it's not necessary to take
The sunscreen. I don't know.
exactly. Yeah, the sunscreen. All right, exactly. So, Jose, in your case, do you ever stay overnight with a friend?
Yep.
All right, and what you need to take? I mean, what you must take with you?
Pajamas.
Pajamas. All right, and it's good to have.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe soap.
Maybe soap. Okay, and it's not necessary to take
Like sunscreen.
okay, sunscreen. All right. So stay overnight. Okay. And by the way, Jose, what's the meaning of stay overnight with a friend?
Como pasar la noche, ¿no? Con un amigo.
Exactly. It's another collocation for spend the night. Right? This is a collocation too. Stay overnight or spend the night with a friend. Okay. So collocations are everywhere. Remember, everywhere, like here. So, okay, good. And okay, Rebecca's coming. Okay. Okay, so Victor Soto, on a camping trip, you need to take what? Apart from the things you have up here.
Sorry, for what?
Apart from the things that you see here, what else do you need when you go on a camping trip?
Camping trip. You need a sleeping bag?
Sleeping bag, all right, but we have a sleeping bag right here, right? Apart
Another one of these. Okay. I don't know. That stuff.
Okay, but would you go on a camping trip with shoes or with sneakers or with boots?
With boots.
Boots, right? Okay, and it's good to have what? I mean, boots are necessary, but it's good to have.
Good to have.
Apart from those ones, apart of estos.
Good to have. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe a map. A map would be useful, right? If you go on a camping trip, you need to know where you are. So maybe a map would be useful. How do you say, Victor Soto, the name of brújula?
I don't know.
I can't remember. The name is, does anybody know the meaning of brújula in English? I forgot the word. No?
Compass.
Compass.
Compass, right? Yeah. So we need a compass. Exactly. Okay, maybe a compass would be useful, right? If you are on a camping trip. And okay, and finally, Rebecca, what you need to take when you stay overnight with a friend? What you need to take?
I don't know, towel, toothbrush, toothpaste, pajama.
Okay.
I don't know, my charger, mi cargador.
Okay.
And it's all money.
Okay, and it's good to have what? I mean, it's not necessary, but it's good to have it.
It's good to have it. I don't know how to say pantuflas.
I think that it's not pants, right? It's, I can't remember the name of that one. Pantuflas, I don't know. Pantuflas means sleepers.
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 Sleepers. It's good to take sleepers because como hoy, que hace mucho frío, it's nice.
It's nice to have one. Okay, and what is not necessary to take with you?
It's not necessary, I don't know, sunscreen, sandals, I don't know, batteries, for what?
Okay, all right. Okay, okay, thank you, Rebecca. And finally, Isaac, what do you need? What do you need when you go on a camping trip? Apart
Okay.
apart from these ones,
Mhm. I think I sleeping
sleeping bag.
bag. Uh-huh.
You have a sleeping bag right here. Something else apart from the
A toothbrush.
brush. Okay, but you also have toothbrush right here.
Mhm.
Okay, what
Tooth-
else?
Toothpaste.
Face. Right. And what is good to have, but it's not necessary.
Soap.
Okay. And what else?
A hair dryer.
Hair dryer. Okay. Okay. And what is not necessary to take on a camping trip?
Makeup.
Makeup. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. And okay. So Jorge, finally, what do you need to take on a camping trip?
Maybe the one power bank, for example, when
Mhm.
you need the phone.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Maybe a brush, for example.
Okay. And what is good to
Mm.
have? I mean, not necessary, but it's good to have it when you go on a camping trip.
Uh, telephone or cellular.
Okay. Mhm.
A flashing light, for example.
Okay, a flashlight, right?
Flashlight.
All right. And what is not necessary?
I don't know. Sunscreen or batteries because don't use now.
Okay. All right. But with batteries, they would be useful, if you have a flashlight that doesn't work with a power bank. If you have a flashlight that works with a power
But some flashlight use the other type battery. Recharge, for example, ya son como recargables, ya no usan las baterías.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Jorge. All right. Thank you. So we're going to move on to grammar a little bit. Okay. So listen to, okay. But before we're going to explain grammar. Okay. And we have advice and suggestions, of course. So should is the more common word when you want to give an advice to someone. You should do this, you should take my advice, you should take this with you. Deberías, right? The meaning of should is deberías. Ahora, when you put should at the beginning of the phrase, right? When you put should and then a subject and then a verb, like in this one, should means de casualidad. De casualidad. That's the meaning of should when you put it at the beginning of a question, and it must be a question. But not always. I mean, if you have something like this, should you need any help, right? Should you need any help, please don't hesitate to contact me, right? Don't hesitate to contact me. Si de casualidad necesitas alguna ayuda, should you need any help? Should you want, si de casualidad quieres, so you can combine should with need to say si de casualidad necesitas. Should you need anything else? Es una manera muy amable, ¿no? Si de casualidad necesita algo. Eso es should cuando lo pones al principio.
El should sería como el podrías, más o menos, algo así. Si pudieses o algo.
Es como deberías. Should significa eso. Deberías. Entonces, cuando tú dices you should
Porque podría decir would, ¿no?
Ah, bueno, es que would es la terminación ería de los verbos. Y sí, hay otra manera de decirlo, pero mira, primero tienes should, ¿no? Should se traduce como deberías. So you should go to this place. Estás dándole un consejo. Por cierto, si ocupan un verbo, ese verbo tiene que estar en la forma simple. You should go, you should take, you should have, you should. Right? Deberías tener, deberías ir, deberías.
Pero es más cuando uno da un consejo, una recomendación.
Ajá, exactamente.
Okay.
Cuando estás aconsejando algo, ¿no? You should do this. Ahora, tienen como varias graduaciones, vienen en conjunto. Está must, está have to y está should. Son tres maneras de decir un poco lo mismo. Si tú le dices a alguien, you must go to this place, ¿qué le estás diciendo, Rebeca? Si yo te digo, you must go to this place.
Como tienes que ir.
Exacto. Tienes que ir a este lugar. No te estoy dando un consejo, ¿eh? Te estoy diciendo, estás obligado o obligada. You must go. Ese es el más fuerte, ¿no? Oye, debes de ir a Canadá. No le digan, you must go to Canada. Right? Bueno, a veces, si van a ocupar must, tienen que cuidar muy bien su tono de voz. Hey, you must go to Canada. It's a beautiful place. Así sí se van a entender, y debes ir a Canadá, este es un hermoso lugar. Pero si no modulan el sonido, vaya, el tono, si no modulan el tono y la tesitura de la voz cuando usen must, les pueden entender que están obligados, ¿no? You must go to Canada. Si le dicen así, pues se van a entender, estás obligado, ¿no? Ahora, have to es para decirle a alguien, tienes que hacer algo. Le puedes ocupar para un consejo, pero le estás diciendo, bueno, pues es algo que te conviene, ¿no? También pueden decir eso, you have to go. You have to go, man. Pero you have to go es como, pues también tienes que hacerlo. O sea, es algo que tienes que, es una responsabilidad tuya. Nadie te obliga. Si alguien te dice you must go, es porque estás obligado por alguien a ir. You must go. Ya sea que estés obligado por mí o por alguien más. You have to go es como no estás obligado con alguien, pero pues sí tienes que hacerlo. Es un poco más suavecito, ¿no? Que have to. You have to go. Y ya, should go es el más suavecito de todos. Es el más amable, ¿no? El más agradable de escuchar. You should go. Pues deberías ir. Es el más simple y amable de todos. ¿Sale? Entonces, ahora, esa pregunta, would. Would realmente, bueno, es que would no se usa para dar consejos. Would lo único que hace es dar la terminación ería. Diría. I would go if I had money. Y también se usa para los condicionales, ¿no? Para ideas como esta. Iría si tuviera dinero. I would go if I had money. Pero would no, bueno, se usa para esto, ¿no? No tanto para dar consejos. Entonces, bueno, hay varias frases aquí, ¿no? You should take a hat. It's a good idea. Yeah, this is another phrase to say, hey, it's a good idea to pack a jacket. It's a good idea to have in mind that we need more money. Don't forget to, no olvides. So you need to have warm clothes. Oye, necesitas, need to, es un poco lo mismo que have to, son intercambiables. You have to have warm clothes, you can say that, or you need to have. You could borrow your dad's hat. Bueno, tú podrías, ¿no? Para en este tipo de advice and suggestions, you could borrow, bueno, podrías, también cuando quieres darle, es lo mismo que should, de algún modo, todos estos, ¿no? So you should borrow your dad's hat, or you could borrow your dad's hat. So whenever you can use should, you can also use could. O why don't you take a hat? Why don't you? Oye, ¿por qué no? Es una manera de decirle también, sugerirle a alguien, why don't you come to class every day? Why don't you? ¿Por qué no? Y de ahí también tienen que cuidar mucho el tono de voz, ¿no? So why don't you do this? ¿Por qué no haces esto? Es otra manera. Ujú. Entonces, realmente todas estas son maneras de decir lo mismo que should. It's a good idea too. Take a flashlight. Bueno, take ya no es como una advice. Ya le estás diciendo, ¿no? Toma una linterna. Pero bueno, pueden usar todos estos, ¿sale? Todos estos para decir exactamente lo mismo. Dice, you should can be very strong. People sometimes soften soften it by saying, I think you should. Ah, ok. Ujú. Para que no se vea tan intrusivo el consejo, ¿no? Porque muchas veces, inclusive en español, pues deberías hacer esto. Es como, suena feo, ¿no? Pues, I think you should. Have you ever considered? Bueno, eso ya está muy, muy rebuscado, ¿no? ¿Alguna vez has considerado? Podrías decir eso, ¿no? Have you ever considered? Y ya pones un verbo en ing. Have you ever considered working here? ¿Alguna vez has considerado trabajar aquí? Es una manera como más sutil también de aconsejarle algo a alguien, ¿no? Have you ever considered working here? Have you ever considered studying every day? Have you ever considered taking a bath suit with you? Pero esto es más como, have you ever considered como ¿cómo decirlo? Como, no es algo que ocuparían en un viaje, pues, ¿no? Es algo que ocuparían para una situación que se repite mucho. Imagínense que alguien está cometiendo el mismo error una y otra y otra y otra vez. Entonces ahí le podrían dar ese consejo. O sea, ¿alguna vez has considerado tal cosa? Ok, bueno, esos son los usos, ¿vale? Que podemos usar, bueno, las frases que podemos usar. So, okay. But before we continue to this part, it says here, listen, Jenny's going on a camping trip. What's her mother's advice? Practice a conversation. Okay, so we're going to practice this conversation. Remember, try to listen to the connected speech in this audio, all right? Try to listen to the words that go together and you tell me. I'm going to ask you, what connected speech did you see here? Okay, so let me check here. Screen, share sound, share.
Page 69. 2. Building language. A. Listen. Jenny's going on a camping trip. What's her mother's advice? Practice the conversation.
Jenny, maybe you should take some insect repellent. Oh, and take a flashlight. And don't forget to pack some spare batteries. Why don't you take my jacket? It's a good idea to have something warm. Now, you need to take a hat. You could borrow your dad's, but don't lose it. Oh, and Jenny, do you want to pack some other shoes?
I'm sorry, Mom. Did you say something? I can't hear you with my headphones on.
All right, so those are the most noticeable connected speech here. So, okay, let's say, Rebecca, you're going to be mom, right? And Isaac, you're going to be Jenny, all right? And try to pay attention to the connected speech there. So Rebecca, you're going to be mom, and Isaac, you're going to be Jenny. So if you're ready, you can go ahead.
Okay. Jenny, maybe you should take some insect repellent and take sorry. Oh, and take a flashlight. And don't you take my no. Wait a minute. Sorry, I confused of the order. Yeah. Oh, and take flashing. And don't forget to pack some spare batteries. Why don't you take my jacket? It's a good idea to have something to warm. Now you need to take a hat. You could borrow your dad, but don't lose it. Oh, and Jenny, do you want to pack some other shoes?
I'm sorry, Mom. Did you say something? I can't hear you with my headphones on.
Exactly. All right, so Rebecca, how would you say take a flashlight?
How to say yo? Como
Take a. How would you say the same?
take a?
Take a. If that's a connected speech, instead of saying take a flashlight, you can say take a flashlight. Take a, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you said that one. It's a good idea. Good eye. You can change this D for R and say good eye. How would you say it's a good idea?
It's a good idea.
Exactly. Okay, lucid.
And lucid.
Some other shoes.
Some other shoes.
Other shoes. So yeah, exactly. When you practice connected speech, try to isolate the sounds. In this case, the sound you're going to have is mother, right? Some other shoes. Because estás pegando M con el other, mother. Eso es lo que vas a sonar. Some other shoes. So how would you say that one again, Rebecca? Some other shoes.
Some other shoes.
Exactly. O aquí también, ese es el sonido que se hace, ¿no? Some other shoes. O aquí también puedes tener el son, headphones on, son. Es el sonido que se va a crear allí. ¿Cómo dirías eso, José? Headphones on. Son. Ok, de hecho, estaría bien eventualmente hacer bueno, no un trabajo, un ejercicio de puro connected speech donde pongan los sonidos resultantes de la conexión que se hace ahí. Ok, aquí por ejemplo es sit, don't lose it, sit. Es el sonido que tiene que salir ahí, ¿no? Porque está esto. Don't lose it, please. Sit. La S con la I con la T. Ok, all right. So how does Jenny's mother make suggestions? What does she say about packing these things? Okay, so what is the phrase, Isaac, what is the phrase she used to, to make suggestions with
Okay.
repellent?
Maybe you should use insect repellent.
Exactly, or this one, right?
Yes, you should take some insect.
All right, exactly. And Jose, what is the phrase she used for flashlight?
And take a flashlight.
Flashlight, exactly. Okay, and Jorge, what is the phrase she used for spare batteries?
Space batteries.
Huh?
Pack batteries.
Okay, but what is the phrase she used to give that suggestion? It's right here, this one.
Es como no olvidar usar el paquete de baterías.
Okay, don't forget. Okay, but how would you say it in English?
Okay. Don't forget pack some spare batteries.
Exactly. Don't forget, right? That's the phrase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget.
And Victor Arevalo, what is the phrase for her jacket?
Yeah, why don't you take my jacket?
Exactly. Why don't you take my jacket? All right. And Victor Soto, what is the phrase for something warm?
It's a good idea to have something warm.
Exactly. It's a good idea. All right. And Isaac, what is the phrase for a hat?
Yes, teacher, you need to take a hat.
Exactly. You need to take a hat. And finally, Rebecca, what is the phrase for other shoes?
The phrase for other shoes. Hello?
Yeah, what is the phrase she used to give that suggestion with other shoes, which is this one?
I don't understand what do you.
Yeah, so she used the phrase to recommend or to tell her daughter that she should take something, right? That's the phrase. Do you want to
Pack some other shoes?
Exactly.
Okay.
You want to. Entonces, todas esas frases son lo mismo. You should. Why don't you take? Don't forget to. You need to. Do you want to? Todas esas son la misma cosa, ¿no? Es la misma frase, pero en diferentes versiones. Entonces, sirven para exactamente lo mismo. Ok. Bueno, I think you should. Vamos a practicar estas. I think you should. Maybe you should just. También pueden decir esto. Maybe you should. Quizás deberías. Eso es maybe you should. A veces le puedes poner just, dice aquí, ¿no? Quizás deberías solo. Quizás deberías solo. Eso es maybe you should just. Y si ponen un verbo, va en la forma simple. Maybe you should just chill down. Quizás solo debas relajarte. Maybe you should just chill down and, you know, stay chill. Or you should probably, también es otra frase muy usada. You should probably go with me. You should probably take responsibility on this. Si yo te digo eso, por ejemplo, Víctor Soto, you should probably take responsibility on this. ¿Qué te estoy diciendo en español?
Can you repeat this?
You should probably take responsibility on this.
Probablemente solo deberías ser responsable de eso. Ser responsable.
Deberías probablemente ser responsable. Exactamente. Okay, Isaac, if I tell you something like, well, you should probably study harder.
Probablemente deberías de estudiar duro.
Más duro, ¿no? Harder.
Más duro.
Okay, exactly. So, Rebecca, if I tell you, well, you should probably come to class more often. ¿Qué te estoy diciendo allí, Rebecca?
Como debería de venir más seguido a clase.
Exactamente. Okay, Jorge, if I tell you something like, maybe you should just stay here.
Simplemente deberías de quedarte aquí.
Quizás deberías solo. Quizás deberías solo, ¿no? Quizás deberías solo quedarte. Okay, exactly. And Victor Arevalo, if I tell you something like, you should probably buy another car.
Probablemente compraría un nuevo auto.
Probablemente compraría. No, pero should no es, vaya.
Deberías, ¿no?
Perdón, sí. Deberías probablemente comprar un nuevo auto.
Exactamente. Estos son los más amables de todos, ¿no? Los que se escuchan bien. You should probably. Tú deberías quizás.
Tú deberías.
Deberías quizás. No, you should probably es eso. Deberías quizás. Maybe you should. Quizás tú deberías solo. Maybe you should just. O I think you should. Creo que deberías. Eso es I think you should. Okay. All right. So it says here, complete the suggestions to someone going on these trips. Then compare with a partner. Add more suggestions. A hiking trip in the Andes. Okay, so you need to complete those phrases right here, right? So a hiking trip, by the way, what is a hiking trip? Do you remember, Jose? What is a hiking trip in Spanish?
Como ir a escalar o a...
Okay, so Jose, how would you complete this idea right here?
It's a good idea to take some boots.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a good idea to have some boots. Okay, Isaac, how would you complete this idea right here?
Yes, teacher. Maybe you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't take these shoes.
Okay, exactamente. Quizás no deberías llevarte estos zapatos, ¿no? Okay, sightseeing in Paris. Okay, Jorge, do you remember the meaning of sightseeing? What's sightseeing in Paris?
Sightseeing. Mm, no, I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. Victor, do you remember the meaning of sightseeing?
Turistear.
Turistear. Mhm. Okay, Victor, so how would you complete don't forget
Don't forget your camera.
your camera? Okay, if you wanted to use a verb, no olvides traer.
Don't forget to take.
Exactly. Don't forget to take. ¿Cómo dirás? No olvides traer tu cámara.
Don't forget to bring your camera.
Exactly. All right. Yep. So, Rebecca, how would you complete? Why don't you?
Why don't you, I don't know.
¿Por qué no traes a tus amigos? ¿Cómo dirías eso? Oye, ¿por qué no traes a tus amigos?
Why don't you, it's not take, like, why don't you should take your friends? I don't know.
Maybe bring the word.
Bring your friends, yeah.
So why don't you bring your friends? ¿Por qué no traes a tus amigos?
I have a question.
Tell me.
Voy a expresarlo en español. Tengo poco que- Al usar el bring, de traer, es correcto cuando la persona que habla también va al viaje o es quien nos va a recibir, pero si es alguien que no va a ir con esta persona al viaje, ¿es correcto decir traerlo?
Bueno, sí, es una buena pregunta. Why don't you take your friends with you? Podrías decir eso, ¿no? ¿Por qué no llevas a tus amigos contigo? O sea, si tú no eres la persona que los va a recibir, sí, porque dirías bring si tú eres el que los va a recibir, ¿no? Why don't you bring your friends?
O viajas con.
Ándale. Puedes decir eso. Why don't you take your friends with you? Take your friends with you. Entonces, take your friends with you también puede. ¿Por qué no traes a tus amigos contigo? Creo que es la forma más sencilla, ¿no? Ok, ya. Entonces, bueno, vamos a continuar trabajando con esta parte, ¿sale? Y déjenme ver si puedo subir ese libro de collocations ahí a Yammer. Si no, de todos modos, envíenme un correo para saber cuáles son sus correos y enviárselos a ustedes, ¿vale? Directamente, para que lo tengan ahí. ¿Vale? Bueno, entonces, ¿alguna pregunta? ¿Nada?
Yes, teacher. I have a question. What is the difference when you pronounce business of negotiation and busy de ocupado?
Ok, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre busy y business?
Ajá, busy and business. That's the correct. Busy.
Busy, soy ocupado.
Okay, okay.
Business, ya es bueno, el negocio, ¿no?
Okay, okay. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome, you're welcome. De hecho, estaría bien ver eso también en algún punto del curso. Hay de pronunciación, ¿no? Que ponen cómo diferenciar consonant clusters, un montón de temas de fonética, que estaría bien bonito verlo. Pero bueno, ok. Entonces, ¿alguna otra duda? No. All right. So, see you on Thursday. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
See you.
thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Fine. Fine.
Okay, fine. But what else? What did you do?
I got to the Sam's.
Okay, so you went to Sam's.
Yep.
Okay, and what did you buy?
How did you say dispensa?
How do you say it? In my groceries, you can tell that.
My groceries.
Groceries. Mis groserías, ¿no? My groceries. Or my supplies, you can also say my supplies.
Supplies.
My supplies.
¿Como sustitutos?
My supplies como ¿cómo te dicen? Mis aditamentos, mis cosas, mis
Mis complementos, ¿no?
complementos. No, a ver, mira, déjame ver la palabra exacta para supplies. Es word reference. Supplies means Suplementos, suministrar, no, proveer. Supply, mi suministro, mi provisión, mira. O sea, mi suministro, mi reserva, mi provisión de comida, bueno.
Oh, ya.
Es como, pues es eso, ¿no? Al final la despensa es eso, una provisión de comida que no tiene ahí. Entonces, puedes usar supplies o puedes ocupar groceries.
¿Por qué groceries?
Groceries son como provisiones, mira, comida, comestibles.
Ah, ok.
Groceries. O sea, pues por groceries se entiende el pan, el atún, esas cosas, ¿no? Jamón. That's groceries. Okay, all right. And did you enjoy doing your shopping?
Yeah, enjoy.
Okay, do you do it alone or with someone?
Someone, my mom and my sister.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I get desperate when I go with someone. So I need to wait to see, okay, what do you want? This one or that one? No, that one.
Yeah.
It's como de, all right.
No, you know, as you know, I want
Mhm.
that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put the list in the need
Mhm.
and put the all.
Okay, I get it. So do you have a list before you go shopping?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you
Always.
respect that list?
Always trying. Yeah. And respecting the list. Sometimes when you see the like, take it. But generally, I respect the list. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Okay, so it says here admit. Okay, and what else did you do? I mean, you went shopping and then what?
We go to the shopping and we go to the eat in the Betica.
Hi, good morning.
Hey,
Hi, good morning, Jose. How you doing?
hey, Jose. Hola.
Hello.
Okay.
Doing fine. Thanks.
Okay, Victor, good morning. How you doing? Victor, are you there?
Sorry, I was muted. Good morning, teacher.
Okay, so how you doing, Victor?
Fine.
Fine. Okay, so tell me, Jose, so how was your weekend? What did you do?
Yep, it was good. I went to Oaxaca City, and yep, I hang. What? How do you say? Hang out in past?
Estuve en paz. I was just chilling.
Oh well, I was just chilling with my friends.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jose. And you, Victor, how was your weekend? What did you do?
Hi. Well, I visit my parents in Super Matamoros. Yeah, and I had home with my brothers.
Okay, I get it. So you had a family day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, Victor. And Rebecca, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, fine, and you?
Doing great. Thank you. How was your weekend? Tell me.
It's cozy. I like it.
All right. And what did you do?
I go with my friends to a party because a friend it's going to Europe to live in. So we have a dinner and it's like very cute and cozy.
I get it. All right. Okay. So I was telling Jorge that we are going to have an exam the next week. I mean, the real one, the one we had was like a kind of practice, right? So it didn't have any kind of grade. But the one we are going to have next week, or maybe, I'm not sure if it's next week. Let me tell you more, more precisely, but yeah, we're going to have a test. Remember, that test is going to have a grade. So I advise you to do some research and tell me if you have any kind of difficulty with the topics we have seen.
Okay.
All right. So remember, this one is going to have a grade. This is a real one. Okay. So be careful with that. And okay, so Isaac's coming. Okay. Isaac, good morning. How you doing?
Hi, teacher. Fine, and you?
Doing great. Thank you. How was your weekend? Tell us.
I had most no, I had a lot of work.
Okay. So you were working the whole weekend.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay. So did you finish your work?
No, teacher. Right now I working.
All right. So it's a work in progress, right?
Yes, exactly, teacher.
Okay. So that phrase is useful when you want to say something like that, that it's a work in progress, or I'm working on it. You can say those two things to say the same thing, right? So you could say, it's a work in progress. I'm on it. You can also say something like that. I'm on it. Es como sigo en ello, ¿no? I'm on it, or it's a work in progress. So, all right. So before we continue, I would like to ask you some questions about translation. And my question is, in your opinion, in your own words, Victor, why do you think translating word by word is a bad idea?
Well, if I translate word word, I lost the context of the idea.
Exactly. All right. Exactly. Okay. Thank you. And Jose, what about you? Why do you think translating word by word is a bad idea?
Because for some phrases or some words, we need well, maybe some phrases need more than one word to get meaning.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jorge, what's your opinion on this? What do you think? Jorge?
My opinion is when I translate some the phrase some the talk, I translate word a word because I think that I have the conociment and in the word a word and context.
Okay, but do you translate word by word?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not like a good idea. That's not a good idea. Doing it word by word, because what you can say in one word in Spanish, in English, it requires 5 words, for example, or the other way around. If you want to say something like has 2 or 3 words in English, maybe in Spanish, you only need 1 word.
Okay.
So that's the reason why translating word by word is a bad idea, because you can have something like this, for example.
You lost the context.
You lost
right?
the context, yeah. So when you learn vocabulary, you need to learn it in context. So that means in, in a sentence, the whole sentence. So for example, this phrase, like throwing the baby with the bath water. This phrase, throwing the baby with the bath water. If I tell you, Rebecca, what's the meaning, the literal meaning of this?
The literal meaning?
Throwing the baby with the bath water. Throwing, tirar de el baby
bebé with con el, I don't know what it's bad water.
Bad water is like the water you have when you're having a bath.
Yeah. Bad water. Con eso, con el agua como sucia, no sé.
Ándale, exactly. So that's the literal meaning, right? Tirar el bebé con el agua del baño.
Sí.
Yeah, that's the literal meaning. So if you translate this phrase word by word, that's the meaning, which is meaningless, right? Doesn't have any kind of meaning. But throwing the baby with the bad water actually means deshacerte de lo bueno al intentar deshacerte de lo malo. Imagínense alguien que está intentando, pues, quitar cosas malas o cosas perjudiciales, ¿no? Pero en ese intento de hacer eso, también se lleva lo bueno. So, for example, if someone tells you something like, I'm not going to love anymore, right? Because it hurts or something like that, you could tell her or tell him that phrase, you're throwing the baby with the bad water. Oye, pues es como sí, ok, pero te estás deshaciendo también de lo bueno.
It happened mainly in the colloquial phrases.
Colloquial phrases, exactly. Or idiom.
It's like keep your eyes in the prize.
Oh, exactly. What I don't know that one. Could you write it down? Okay, just keep your eyes in the prize. Keep your eyes in the price. Okay, and what's the meaning of that? I mean, literally, it's mantén tus ojos en el precio, ¿no?
Concéntrate en tu objetivo.
Okay, so keep your eyes in the price. All right, exactly. Yeah, that's another phrase. Exactly. Rebecca, do you have a phrase like this? Do you remember an idiom or phrase like those ones? Rebecca? No.
Sorry, tuve que ir por mi perro. Perdón.
Está bien. So do you have any phrase like that?
Like what?
Like throwing the baby with the bad water, or like the Victor said here, keep your eyes in the prize.
In English? No.
English, no?
No, in Spanish is more, I think in Spanish have more meaning. I don't know.
All right, okay. All right, and Jose, do you have a phrase like this?
Yeah, maybe break a leg.
Break a leg. All right, exactly. And what's the literal meaning of that one?
Rómpete una pierna.
Break a leg. Okay, and what's the real meaning of that phrase?
Like good luck, buena suerte, ¿no?
Exactly. All right, so exactly. Isaac, do you have a phrase like this, like those ones?
No, teacher. I don't remember. Teacher.
Okay, all right. And Jorge, do you have a phrase like this?
Maybe no pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Okay. And no pain, no gains means what? What's the real meaning of that one?
Pues a veces se interpreta como de diferente manera, ¿no? Nos dicen que no arriesga, no gana, o bueno, básicamente es como esa frase, ¿no? No arriesgas, no ganas. Y creo que bueno, no recuerdo muy bien coloquialmente a qué se refieren en otro sentido, pero creo que tiene más de dos sentidos, ¿no?
Perhaps, yeah. I know that phrase for the gym, right? No pain.
Yeah, sí.
Okay, so if it doesn't hurt, you're not doing it well. That's what they say. That's what they say. Okay, all right. So for that purpose, remember, those are idioms. That's the name. But remember, collocations are also important for your vocabulary. So let me check this Cambridge material. Let me see if I can upload this book right here, which is, let me see, collocation intermediate. Okay, I think intermediate is good enough, right? So English collocations in use. Remember, what is a collocation? A
collocation is how the syntax is?
No, not exactly. No. collocation is a set of words, a group of words that abandon their individual meaning and they have a meaning together.
Okay.
Like the phrases we saw. So you cannot read those phrases word by word, right? So you need to understand them all together, the whole phrase. That's a collocation. So for example, as I was saying the other class, if you want to say something like, las páginas de mi libro se están poniendo amarillas. Bueno, ustedes saben que poniéndose quizás sea put, ¿no? Put es poner, pero you wouldn't say, so the pages of my book are putting yellow, right? Because in that case, you were doing the phrase word by word. And that happens a lot of times. That's why collocations are useful. If you want to speak about a change in color, you can use going. So the pages of my book are going yellow, right? So that's a collocation, go yellow, ponerse, or the sky is going black. Se está poniendo negro el cielo, ¿no? The sky is going black. Ah, look, your leg is going black. Ah, se está poniendo negra la pierna, ¿no? Tuvo un accidente. It's going black. Those are collocations, and you need to learn them. I mean, learning vocabulary word by word sometimes is useful when you have to do like word families, right? Do you remember word families? Like understand or understanding or understandable. This is a word family and it's also useful. But another technique to have a good vocabulary is using collocations. So yeah, so this book is really good because it has a lot of examples and you can do it on your own. So you don't need any kind of teachers or something. It says here, you can do it. Let me check. Self-study and classroom use. Self-study means that you can do it on your own, right? So you don't really need a teacher for this one. That's why it's a good one. And okay, so it says here, it gives a brief definition of what is a collocation. Not this one, no. So what is a collocation? It says here, hey, Jose, would you mind reading this part? Only this part?
Yeah, a collocation is a pair of group of words that are often used together.
Exactly. It says here, some combinations just sound wrong to native speakers of English. Like when someone that doesn't speak Spanish, have you ever been in that situation when you hear a foreigner speaking Spanish and sometimes they say like weird combinations of words? Have you ever experienced that, Victor, for example?
Combination of word, well, yeah, I have heard phrases like make yourself at home.
Okay, but in Spanish, I mean, the other way around, when you're listening to someone who is who doesn't have Spanish as their mother tongue, and then they say something like weird or some strange combinations of words. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, well, I guess with my cousin boyfriend, arrived from India.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
All right. Okay. Oh, okay, Jose, what about you? Have you ever heard like a foreigner speaking Spanish saying something weird, like a strange combinations of words?
Yeah, absolutely. For example, in Spanish, we have the double meaning, or how do you say it? Yeah. For example, when I say la cosa se puso color de hormiga, ¿no?
Exactly. So that's one way of saying it. Yeah. So they don't know the collocation, right? Or they don't know the phrase for that meaning. It's the same for us. So we need to learn those phrases to learn that specific meaning. So, te tengo sueño, por ejemplo, ¿no? Yo he oído a gente que dice, ah, es que yo soy sueño. Fíjate que yo soy mucho sueño, me dicen. Me acuerdo de eso. Yo soy mucho sueño. Eso es un ejemplo. Porque ellos usan I am sleepy, ¿no? I'm sleepy, I'm really sleepy. O I was asleep. Usan el verbo ser o estar, por ejemplo. Entonces ellos creen que para decir tengo sueño, tienen que usar eso, ¿no? Yo estoy sueño. Es lo mismo lo que nos pasa a nosotros, pero del otro lado. ¿Por qué? Porque necesitamos aprender la collocation. That's a collocation. So, for example, it says here, this learning collocation is an important part of learning vocabulary of a language. Some collocations are fixed or very strong. For example, take a photo. Yeah, si tú quieres decir tomar una foto, there isn't any other way of saying it. It's only one way of saying it. Take a photo. So it says here, with no word other than take, collocates with photo to give the same meaning. Esa es ya como una frase ya hecha, tomar una foto. Pero dice aquí, some collocations are more open, where several different words may be used to give a similar meaning. For example, keep to or stick to the rules, right? So you can say, you need to keep to the plan. You need to keep to the rules. You need to keep to what we said. Tienes que apegarte, ¿no? Keep to what we said. Apegarte a lo que dijimos. Or you need to stick to what we said. Tienes que apegarte. Es lo mismo. O sea, puedes decir keep to or stick to.
Or for example, just to and keep to the list.
Keep the risk. Keep to the
list. Keep to the list.
Exactly. Keep to the list. Ajá. Apegarte a la regla, exactamente, Jorge, como ese ejemplo que vimos. You need to keep to the list. Es decir, no tienes que comprar nada que no esté en la lista, ¿no? Exactamente. Or you need to stick to the list. Those are collocations, right? Or you must make an effort, not do an effort, right? So the words make and do have a lot of collocations, for example, which is that way. For example, you wouldn't say washing the dishes. Why not? Because the collocation is do the dishes, right? If you say wash the dishes, all right, they will understand, but that's not correct. Wash the dishes. Yeah, okay, they will get it. But the correct meaning, the correct collocation is that one. So that's a collocation too, do the dishes. And there are many others like this one, right? A lot of phrases like this one. So you have a lot of exercises here. So what is a collocation, right? And it says here, make 10 collocations from the words in the box. Remember, the collocations you're going to study are the ones who are in bold. En negrita, ¿no? Make an effort, watch it be, powerful engine. Un motor poderoso, no dirías strong engine, ¿no? Un motor fuerte, un motor poderoso, powerful engine. Oh, I made a few mistakes. Unos cuantos errores. You wouldn't say I did a few mistakes. It sounds correct too, but that's not the real collocation, right? And remember, why learn collocations? Okay, so the first and the most important part is that you will have a more natural way of speaking. You're going to sound more natural. So smoking is strictly forbidden. It's more natural than smoking is strongly forbidden. And both have the same meaning, strongly forbidden and strictly forbidden. But the correct collocation is strictly forbidden. Or if you say something like very cold, very dark, I mean, you can say that one, right? Very cold or very dark. But you can also say bitterly cold or pitch dark, which is a more suitable collocation for that meaning. And remember, try not to use very a lot, because you have a lot of phrases, or at least, I mean, if you don't want to use them, you need to have in mind that native speakers use a lot of collocations, all right? And that's the reason why we want to hear very cold, but sometimes they say bitterly cold, or we want to say very dark, but they say pitch dark. Or a substantial meal, that's more easy to guess, right? Una comida buena, una comida sustanciosa. Or, for example, poverty causes crime. Bueno, tú puedes decir eso, causes crime, but you also need to know that breeds crime. It's also a suitable phrase for that one. Okay, so I'm going to post, let me see if I can post this on Yammer, because I'm not sure. But if not, I'm going to send it to you one by one, okay? So if you can, okay, Victor, Jose, Rebecca, If you can send me an email to remind your email address and send you this book, that would be beautiful. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. Having said that, we can continue with the lesson, which is that one. Okay, so it says here, listen and say the words. What else do you see in the picture? Make a list. Can you think of any other things you need when you travel? Compare with a partner. Okay, so we're going to hear this one and see what happens. Okay, share sound. Share. Sorry for the delay. Don't worry, Victor, it's fine. How you doing? Doing great.
Hi. I'm great, but I have a problem with my laptop.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry, it's fine. Okay, you're here. So we're going to listen to the words, all right? And try to think about more words or more things you would use in a trip, all right? So we're going to here.
Page 68. Lesson B. Things to remember. 1. Building vocabulary. A. Listen and say the words. What else do you see in the picture? Make a list. Can you think of any other things you need when you travel? Compare with a partner.
A bathing suit.
All right, how would you say
Say-
the word? Isaac Maldonado. How do you pronounce that word?
Suit.
Yes, teacher. A bathing suit.
A suit, like suit. Bathing suit.
Suit. A bathing suit.
Mhm.
Sandals.
Okay, that's an easy one.
A towel.
All right, how would you pronounce that one, Rebecca?
A towel.
Exactly. Okay.
Insect repellent.
Right, Victor Soto, how would you pronounce that one?
Insect repellent.
A tent. A sleeping bag.
All right, Jorge, how would you pronounce that one?
Spilling bag.
Sleeping bag. Sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag.
Exactly.
A pair of scissors.
Okay, Jose, how would you pronounce that one?
A pair of scissors.
Yeah, scissors. Okay.
A first aid kit.
Right, Victor Arevalo, how would you pronounce that one?
A first aid kit.
Exactly.
A brush.
That's the next one.
A hairdryer.
All right, Isaac, how would you pronounce that one?
Yes, teacher. A brush.
Okay, but the other one, the next.
Makeup.
No, this one.
Okay. A hair dryer.
Okay, a ver again.
A brush. It. A brush. A hairdryer.
That one. How would you pronounce it again, please?
Sure, teacher. A hair dryer.
That's right. Exactly. Mhm.
Makeup.
Okay, that's the next one.
Shampoo. Sunscreen. A toothbrush.
Okay, Rebecca, how would you pronounce that one?
A toothbrush.
Toothbrush. Mhm.
Toothpaste.
Okay, Jorge, how would you pronounce that one?
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
Soap.
Okay, soap. What is a soap, Victor Soto?
What is jabón?
Okay, and what is soup?
Sopa.
A razor. Pajamas. Batteries.
All right, Victor Arevalo, how would you pronounce the last one? Hola, Victor Arevalo, are you there?
Sorry. Yes. What is the word?
This one right here.
Batteries.
Right, yeah, you can say batteries with T or with R. Remember, batteries. Batteries.
Sorry, but
Batteries.
batteries.
Mhm.
Batteries.
Batteries or batteries as you want. Okay, all right. So let me close the session and I'm opening again. So please don't go.